Environmental issues are becoming a huge part of everyday life in the oil field today. And one of the things they're using now in the oil field to combat these issues are what's called a VRU, or a vapor recovery unit. These units, they actually extract the gas that is coming off, or the vapors that are coming off the crude oil that are sitting in these atmospheric storage tanks, which would otherwise be lost to the environment. So it's not only a great thing to have for both financial reasons, but also for the environment, because we're taking these gases out of the air, which actually has a large percentage of methane, which is one of the greenhouse gases. And by doing so, we're actually taking this methane, putting it back into the system. And when we can do that, we're removing all of this gas coming from the storage tanks. And also, one of the things they're great for is because this gas can be taken out of the tanks, off the top of the tanks, the vapors that are coming out, and we can take these things and put them back into the system. They would suck all of these gases out. They put a small vacuum on the tanks. It pulls all the vapors inside, and a compressor can actually take the gas and compress it, put it back into the field, or it can be used for fuel in the field. One of the other things it can be used for is to extract the NGLs out of it, which is the natural gas liquids. And this is actually one of the things that we just installed into the field that I currently work at, which is in Valentine, Louisiana, and it's on land. And what it consists of is a JT unit that takes this high pressure gas and it cuts it down to around, from 1,000 pounds to 500 pounds. And whenever you take a large cut in pressure like that, the gases get extremely cold. And whenever they do get cold, all of the liquids start falling out of it. And these liquids that come out are actually extremely valuable. They go for almost twice what regular crude oil will go for. And so that's one of the things that we installed. And it's actually been a great thing. We make, around 12 to 18 barrels of fluid every day. And the company makes a large amount of money off of this. So it's a great thing. And one of the things to consider whenever you do a VR unit is to actually consider if it's actually worth it. And one of the articles that I was doing some research on, I found, stated that in most fields, the tank batteries that have most of the storage tanks in the field, they can release between $5,000 and $50,000 worth of gas that is otherwise lost. So a VRU is huge for both the environment and for the financial aspect for the company. And the gas that comes out of this, out of these tanks, are things such as methane and things like that, but they call it BTEX gas. And these recovery systems can yield huge gains, all the way up to over $600,000. So even though the initial cost for these units can be relatively high, the payoff can be in sometimes as little as 2 months. So the VRU systems are a great way to reduce the risk of blanket gas, of natural gas forming on the platform deck, which could otherwise be extremely dangerous. Any kind of spark or anybody doing any kind of work that can actually ignite this stuff and cause a huge thing. And the way the oil field is now, I imagine that within the next 5 to 10 years, that VRUs are going to be something mandatory. That is, they're going to have, because the gas that's being released is harmful for the environment, and it's kind of a no-brainer because the gas that's coming off is extremely valuable. This can be used for all kinds of different things. They can be used as fuel, like I was saying, to put back into the system, or you can strip the NGLs out of it, and but it keeps the environment safer for everybody.